Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. It's a super exciting day for me because I want to introduce to you my new project. For those of you that have been following the channel for a long time, don't panic. The Jaguar is not going anywhere. That's staying well and truly with me, and there's still bits and pieces I want to do on that, but I've been able to buy a new project and I want to share that with you today in the video. So come on, let's have a look and see what I've bought. So here it is, look at it, Toyota MR2. Oh man, I've waited a long time to get one of these. You know, you might have been listening to one of my other videos. I mentioned I used to work for Toyota when I was a young lad. Yeah, so I served my time as a Toyota mechanic from 1986, and I worked as a mechanic till 1996 for Toyota before I goes into a teaching career, teaching automotive mechanics at a few local colleges. And you know, back in those days, the MR2 was a real exciting thing to drive and own, but I could never afford to have one back then when I was a mechanic. And fast forward a few years later, and I did actually buy a Mark 1 MR2, which I restored with help from some friends, and it was in a real bad way, but I had to sadly sell that several years ago. And then I've been thinking about getting another project like this for such a long time, and this has come up, and I'm absolutely excited. As you can see, we've just got it back. It's a runner. It drives. It's not running very well. The engine needs a bit of work. There's a few misfires going on and things like that. It's in a terrible state inside, but look at it. It's a JDM 1990 MR2 G Limited in various shades of red. Maybe that's what the MR stands for, mainly red. So it's going to need some work. I mean, there is a lot of faded panels, and that's probably one of the first things that I'll be doing, is maybe going around with some polish in the next video and just seeing what we're working with. But it's all there. It's a T-bar as well. So it's got the removable roof panels, which is fantastic. You know, there's nothing majorly wrong with it in terms of body wise. That's one of the reasons I got it. Check out this G brand center panel. It might have even been put on in Japan. That's probably quite a rare little modification there. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. It's got a big exhaust. With it being a early Mark II, it's got the black underneath the spoiler and the black trims down the side. So it's it's one of the first Mark II MR2s to come out. We'll have to have a look at the chassis number and see how low the numbers are. But yeah, it's going to be great fun, this. Pop-up lights. You can't beat them, can you? Oh dear. So the plan today then is to have a bit of a poke around. I can't live with just leaving the interior as it's in such a bad way. Need to sort that out, give it all a good clean inside, and then I'll show you that when it's finished. We'll have a little look in the engine bay, and then we'll start and have a look at a jobs list as well. Put a bit of a jobs list together of the things that I've spotted when I've been driving it. I'll go through that with you, and we'll make a start on this project. So I've just had the Hoover out for a few minutes. It's starting to get some of the muck off, but I am actually tempted to take the seats out because there's a lot of dirt underneath. But I wanted to show you this little what I've just found in here. It looks like we do have the T-bar glass bags, which is a bonus. So let's get them out and have a look. To that first aid kit as well. Okay, let's get them out and have a look. Yes, we've got the original, still got its original sticker on. Just about hanging in there. We've got the T-bar bags here. T-bar glass bags. I bet that sticker's rare. Let's have a look at this one. And that one's got a sticker on as well. And you put the glass and the sunshade in there. And then it's showing you that you can strap them behind the seats. How cool is that? Left. Just need a bit of a wipe down then. What's this here? It's like something from the 1970s. God, look at this. Oh my God. That is ancient. I'm not sure you want to be doing any first aid. What's that? Zinc oxide plaster. Oh God, that's ancient. That's hilarious. Anyway, back to cleaning. I think I might, like I say, I think I'm going to pull these seats out because I get rid of some of this crap off here first. So I don't think we'll be keeping these sport seat covers because they've disintegrated. But the seats are in good condition, to be fair. Get rid of that. Yeah, look at that passenger seat. Just wants a damn good hoover, doesn't it? Yeah. My daughter says this. She was sat in here just now. She said this seat's not moving. So if it won't slide, I'll have to take it out. So here's a top tip for you before you start using any expensive cleaning products. Wet wipes. I'm going to wet wipe the whole of this car's interior down, and you'll be amazed how much dirt these will take off. I'll just give you an example. Let's go. This is going to take some time. Well, that's probably took about three 3.5 hours to get to where we are now, but it's come up all right, to be fair. It's pretty good for 34 years old. Look at this seat, it's lovely. Even though those seat covers were disintegrating, I think they've done a real good job of protecting the seats while it's been stood for so long. And yeah, the carpets are not looking too bad as well. There's a few little marks here and there, but nothing major. Let's have a look around the other side. So yeah, there is a little bit of bolster wear there, but generally, you know, the carpet, once it's been, I hoovered it out about 3 or 4 times, and we've got rid of most of that horrible dark staining that was. I haven't used any chemicals yet. It's the wrong time of year. It's still freezing here in the UK, but when we get some warmer weather, I may do a bit of a chemical clean on the base of the seat. But this, like I say, this one needs repairing anyway. The steering wheel's a bit chipped and bashed, but the dash in the interior has come up really, really well. As you can see, the CD player works, but the tape deck doesn't. But so I might need to see if I can get that working. But yeah, I've done all the glass as well, and the glass, just cleaning the glass and cleaning the T-tops has made such a big difference. But yeah, I'm so excited about this project, really am. When I drove it home, the rev counter's not working, so that's one to go on the list. Like I say, we do have a bit of a misfire, so yeah, we need to look at that. But the plan really with this is to sort of get it up and running, and let's show you the business end. So there we are, the 3S GE, which was used in the Celica as well, of the same age, 1990, for a few years. And it's running, but it's a little bit messy, if you know what I mean. It's not running properly. And obviously the engine bay needs a good clean out as well. I need to give all this a clean. Yeah, just check all the filters, check that all the sensors are working. I've got a feeling it's running a bit rich, so maybe that's something to do with the coolant temperature sensor or something like that. I don't know, but we'll do all the basics first. We'll do the plugs and things like that. You can hear it there, it's just missing a little bit, and miss. So yeah, it's not happy at the moment for some reason. What's the story on this one then? So it's in 1990. It was originally sold in Japan, and it was used in Japan for 8 years, and then it was imported into the UK in 1998. The history is a bit sketchy, but the the owner that I bought the car off, they got it in 2011, used it for a little bit. But then basically from 2013 to now, it's just basically been stood around for like 10 years, doing basically nothing, being moved in and out of a garage storage unit from time to time, but basically just gathering dust. So, you know, it's kind of done it in a favour in one way, because it's not been on any wet roads or salty roads through the winter, so it's kind of preserved it. But in another way, it's kind of deteriorated the vehicle because it's been stood so long, and it now needs like cosmetic help and obviously the engine, I'm not sure what's going on with that yet. And it doesn't really do them a lot of good to stand for long periods, so it'll need gently bringing back to life, this, I guess. One of the reasons that I went for this one, it seems to be really solid around the wheel arches, and the sills seem to be original as well. And you know, from the inspections that I've done so far, I think I've got one with a really good solid shell, which is very rare in the UK nowadays. A lot of them have needed welding, so it's a bit of a survivor, this. I know what some of you might be thinking though about these. They're not really doing it for me either. These are the 14s, which is what the original version of the Mark II came with. The revision 2, as it's known, came with a 15-inch wheel. I might look to try and get some of them because I'm not keen on these. I'm not keen on how they've been painted, but they'll do for now until we get the thing sorted and up and running. So they always look better on the camera, but the paintwork's really badly faded all the way around the car. Bits of moss growing out of various places, and yeah, it's quite rough, the paintwork. So but we'll see what we can do with that. That's, like I say, I'm gonna work my way slowly around the car, do a bit of a cleaning pass now that I've done the interior and I'm happy with it, and see where we're at with the paintwork and see what we can do with it. It's probably got a lot of contaminants on it from just being stood. You can see there the spoiler is dulled off, back bumper, and it'll come back a lot better than it is now. It definitely will. So, but I mean, it's not majorly bad, but yeah, it does need work. So yeah, if you're an MR2 expert yourselves, or maybe you've done one of these up, please give me lots of comments. You know, although I was a mechanic for Toyota when these were in their heyday, you know, I've probably forgotten a lot, and I may even need some help with diagnosing some problems and things like that. So please feel free to comment and get in touch, and kind of, I'm looking for a bit of community support on this one to try and get it back to where I want it to be. But you can probably tell, like, I'm super excited about this one, and it's making me look forward to much better weather as well, so we can get these T-bars out and go for a spin. So yeah, I've put together a bit of a to-do list here of what I've discovered so far, so I'm going to quickly go through this with you. So I haven't ticked interior clean and glass yet because I haven't finished. I want to take the seats out and clean underneath the seats and do the carpet a little bit more, because at the same time the passenger seat is broken in terms of it's not going back, it's not moving forward and backwards. The backrest moves but the seat's not sliding, so I need to investigate that. Then we'll be moving on to the paintwork. And I mean, this is in no particular order, by the way, but I will probably be looking at the paintwork and seeing where we are with that as I clean around the car. The misfire that you've heard, and possibly running rich, that's what it felt like when I managed to kind of limp it home. I mean, it did do 13 miles to get back to my house. But yeah, it wasn't happy, so hopefully that won't be something too major. Obviously change the oil and filter, do the coolant change as well. I did have a quick look at the coolant and it's looking a bit manky, so yeah, definitely want some fresh coolant in. And while I'm doing that, I might as well change the thermostat, put a new cap on, and if it needs a temperature sensor, so that's the one for the ECU to manage the mixture. If that's faulty, I'll do that at the same time. I need to do the T-bar seals, clean those out. I might need some advice from you guys on that, what sort of products we can use to give those rubbers a bit of a clean and a refresh. The rev counter's not working. I do need to check the spark plugs, the cap, the rotor, the leads. I need to inspect the brakes. The brakes feel good. but I do want to check them, check the suspension, check underneath, have a look if it is as good as it seems to be. Get the seat repaired at some point, air filter, fuel filter, clean around the engine bay, clean the frunk. The frunk is in a bit of a mess, and that's the trunk, by the way, or frunk, as in because the engine's in the back, so the boot's in the front, so we call it a frunk if you don't know what I'm on about. And yeah, do something with the wheels and tyres. So yeah, it's a bit of a to-do list. So there you go then, my lovely MR2, which has joined us on the channel Life on Cars, and we're going to be seeing how this progresses over probably several videos, I would imagine, as we pick our way through it. So hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far, and hope you're excited about watching what happens with this car and getting up and running as much as I am. And if you do, please give us a like and subscribe. That would be amazing, because it does help me to grow the channel. You know, we had 250,000 views of the channel, can you believe it, since I've started doing regular uploads. And about 80% of those viewers are not subscribers, can you believe it? That's the facts that we get from YouTube. So yeah, the MR2 is going to be a great fun project, taking me back to my roots, if you like, taking me back to me Toyota days, and I'm super happy with the purchase so far, and I want to do right by this car. So anyway, take care guys, we'll see you soon on Life on Cars, and stay safe and drive carefully. Bye bye.